Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be giving my review for Jeepers Creepers Reborn. Um, so, I'm going to try to go into this review and not get mad. Not at the movie, but at how what people are saying about the movie. I know everybody has their opinions. Movies are very subjective. Some people love them, some people hate them. So, with the original trilogy, I I won't say I love the Jeepers Creepers movies.
They're just good.
They're just good. The third one is bad. Don't even own that one no more, I don't think. Um, but the first two we enjoy. Uh, so when they announced this one, I was excited, and I thought the trailer looked good, and it was supposed to be taking place around Halloween. Um, so I was definitely down for that. Because Halloween's my favorite holiday. So, um, when I went into this, I went in with low expectations. I went in and just open to anything and everything. Uh, Whether that be a complete redo of the first one where it's the same storyline, or whether it's a new storyline, whether they keep the creeper the same, whether they change the creeper. I just went in for whatever. It didn't matter. I just wanted to see the movie. And some people are really bashing this film. Some people are saying it's the worst of the year, giving it a half a star out of 5. It For me personally, this movie is not that bad. Is it a great movie? No.
But it's not the worst ever either.
But it's not the worst of the year for me personally. Maybe for you, yes. That's why I'm trying not to get mad about this, because everybody has their own opinion. But this movie, it well, let's just go into the story of it. Basically, this couple is going to this party, this Halloween costume party thing that's been this fair, almost like a fair, I guess, in a way, that's being put on. And once they're there, they win this contest to go into this escape room, and escape room ends up being the creeper's I guess it's the creeper's house. And um they it takes place in the house for pretty much the entire time when they're getting attacked. um Now, when this movie ends, you are left with some questions unanswered. They do introduce a cult aspect to this, where you have these at least 3 people, I think they showed, that is like sacrificing people to the creeper, and that's what's happened here. This psychic woman uh, has informed the others in this cult that the girl is pregnant, and that the creeper will want her because of that. So they make it to where she wins, and that's how she gets picked, and they gets took to this place, this supposed to be escape room. So it's just all set up to get her to be taken by the creeper. Um, but so you get that aspect, which is new. There was no cold aspect in the other one. So right there, it's obvious they're changing the lore to the creeper. It's not going to be the same creeper you get from the original trilogy. This is a completely different creeper. Um, he does come back every 23 years.
It's like Pennywise.
um, and all that. He can regenerate himself, um, but he's not. He's not, I guess, in a way, immortal. He can't, like, he can regenerate, but to an extent. He can regenerate like a body part. Like, there's a scene where he has to rip his arm off, so he goes to and rips a dead body's arm off, goes to eat it, and it regenerates his hand. Um, so he can regenerate to an extent, but not to the extent that we see the original Creeper being able to. So they did change that up. And the only thing I would say about the Creeper that I would have changed is I would have made him a little bit bigger. The guy playing him isn't quite as buff and as big as I would have wanted the Creeper to be. I was hoping for
Not
just
like the third one where he was.
yeah, I was hoping for just a little bit bigger Creeper, but it still was fine. It still worked. Um, I guess I get why they did it because he's only eaten basically every 23 years, but still, I mean, so they kind of made him more scrawnier and stuff in a way, but I went with it. I didn't really fault it too much for that. That was just a minor nitpick. I will say I hated that we didn't get more of the of a Halloween themed vibe from this. Like more, just I was hoping more he would attack them at the festival, but he didn't. So that was on me. I just expected that. I just was wanting that. I didn't get it. So, but I'm not faulting it for that. The acting wasn't horrible. I've seen worse. The biggest issue is, for the most part, these characters are just there. There's no real depth to the characters. They're mostly there just to be killed off. Our main couple, they do try to give a little bit of depth to. But because she's pregnant, they want to get married, but that's about as far as it goes. It's a short movie. There's not a lot they could put into the time they were allowed to make, and the budget obviously wasn't huge. So you do get some, especially in a scene where they're up on a house. It looks very, when they're up on the house pushing this big spike thing rod down, you can definitely see it's green screen behind them. But I was okay with it. I went with it. It was what it was. I didn't go in expecting more than what I got. I mean, I was okay with what I got. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. It gave me gore. There was some decent gore scenes. There's a one where he rips open a girl's head and goes and basically eats her brain. There's he kills. You probably get 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 deaths in this one, I think, total, if I ain't mistaken. So they do give you a decent amount of deaths for such a short run time. We'll see where this goes. I know it's supposed to be a trilogy, so I'm hoping some of these unanswered questions, like what's this cult doing, like why, is this why the Creeper comes back because it's cold, or is it just a cult that's gained this love for the creeper and is seeing it as their like almost like their god or something. We don't really get that answer in this one. I'm hoping maybe in the next one, if and when there is a next one, maybe we'll get that answer more. Um, the very ending scene, unless I looked at it wrong, I swear it looked like our main girl's eyes like completely turned black. Um, so I don't know what that signifies because at the end you have the boyfriend and this redneck guy, as they basically refer to him most of the movie, and they push the spike through the creeper's mouth. It kills the creeper, which is why I say he's not immortal in this one. He can't regenerate everything, and uh, you get all of a sudden all these birds start flying around, and they all go like around the creeper, and then you see the creeper's body just if I ain't mistaken, just disappear. Um, there was so much going on in that scene but it's like, uh, and then when they put it in the car, you get that, and I'm just like, okay, so what does that signify? So there's it. I think it's doing it on purpose to sort of gain interest for the sequel to make you want to see more. So I'm not going to fault it for that too much.
But to me, that would be too many unanswered things.
Really, just a couple, I guess, and those could probably also go together. So maybe one. It's tough, but I don't think this is the worst movie of the year. I've seen a lot worse. I'm fixing to review one that's garbage. Um, I think if one of the big problems is people who love the original trilogy, or at least the first or the second or the first two. I think they don't like the changes that are being made with the creeper, and I mean you gotta cinematography. It is what it is. It's a lower budget movie. The cinematography is not going to be something Marvel standard. I mean, it's not going to be this cinematic horror masterpiece like Pearl or X or Barbarian. I guess I'm not seeing Barbarian yet, but I want to see it. Um, this movie, in my opinion, is a step above Wild Eye, maybe even Vertical, but it's not quite in the realm of movies like Pearl and stuff. It's somewhere right below that, and
to me, it would be sort of like Wish Upon or right under.
yeah, probably like that Wish Upon, Truth or Dare area. It's in that category of budgets and horror movies. Um, and I kind of expected that. I mean, you look at it, do you think they're going to sink millions of dollars into a franchise that was owned and ran by Victor Salva? I think is that Victor Salva, I believe his name. I mean, it's not going to happen. I mean, they've got to garner the audience back. They got. I mean, there's so many people I know saying they're not going to watch this just because of the director's issues. So even though he's not with this one, they still don't want to see it because it's connected. It's related
Which I think
to
is
his.
a little going too extreme with it, but
It's related to his character, so or his movie. So the audience may not be there for it. I mean, they're not going to sink a bunch of money into this for us fans of the creeper. They're not going to sink the money into it. So we got to be appreciative of what we get and be thankful we got another one. Whether even if it doesn't reach the level of the original or whatever, be thankful for what we got. Um, it's got its problems. Uh, but what movie doesn't? Most movies have their problems. Um, so I gave this a 3 out of 5. Um, I think that was very fair. Um, I will see if they do make a sequel. I'll watch it. See what I think. Hopefully, it answers some of the questions that were left in this one. Now, I know in one of the videos I watched, they did talk about how this girl randomly has kind of like psychic visions. Um, I mean, they've had these. Each character's had psychic visions. I'm sorry, even if you try to argue the first one was warranted with her with the visions or whatever. To me, they're all the same. They're just people who are randomly seeing the future, seeing stuff that's about to happen. I mean, and this is just sort of the same thing. She's seeing something that's about to happen, and I know some are getting mad, especially one person in general that I watch, because they didn't, you didn't get to see her vision happen. And I'm sitting here to myself thinking, it's because it never got that far. It never got to that point. They stopped the creeper in the situation before that even was able to happen in her vision. Um, so just go into it open minded, low expectations, be open to a different story, different lore to the creeper, um, and just enjoy it for what it is, and be thankful that we actually was able to get another creeper Jeepers Creepers movie. They do change the song in this one, so be aware of that. It's different from what we're used to.
Not the Jeepers.
Yeah, not that. Um, but just enjoy it for what it is. Don't get so don't be too upset, or don't get so upset because it ain't exactly the same. I mean, it's like people want to. I know this is will turn into a rant video as well, but it's like people want new ideas, or they don't want it to be exactly the same. But then when they make it different, people get mad. So it's
you can't
like,
have it both ways.
Yeah, make up your mind. Do you want it to be the same, or do you want it to be different? Like, it's still the creeper. He still comes back every 23 years.
Saying, like, according to what you were
Who
talking
cares?
about, it's still a good balance, like, between, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so it's not, like, completely off the wall.
Who cares if he's not able to regenerate himself no matter what happens? Who cares if he's not the one guy I watched, he was talking about how he felt like they made him into like a slasher character. I didn't get that vibe at all. You still get him like smelling for people, and
that sounds so creepy, but I know what you mean.
Smelling certain to see if he wants to attack them. Obviously he goes after everybody in the house because they're in his house and they're trying to save the girl. So obviously he does go after them. So you do get slight slasher vibe, I guess, if you want to say. But it didn't bother me. You still get elements of the creeper there with some new elements, and I appreciated that. It's something different. It's not the same. And here's the thing: the creeper is not set in stone. It can be different. He can be different. It's not like this character has to be a certain way. It has to follow a certain pattern.
That's just what everyone's used to.
Yeah, I mean, don't be afraid of change. Just because you're used to it, don't be afraid of it.
I don't even think that there was anything specific pinpointing that he has to do certain things anyway, right? I don't think there was ever that. If anything, it was him smelling.
Well, what I'm getting at is it's not like this is a real creature. it's not like this is something that is historically there. That's a real thing. You know, it can be changed, but I don't know. I enjoyed it for what it was. Like I said, I gave it a 3 out of 5. I would say check it out when it comes out. If you're if you're a Jeepers Creepers fan, or even if you're not a Jeepers Creeper fan, because you may enjoy this more without seeing the original trilogy. Because apparently people who watched the original trilogy are hating this. So, um, give it a shot, see what happens. But that is everything for my review for Jeepers Creepers Reborn. So please comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified for our videos, and we'll see you on the next one.